Hi there, I'm Dr. James. I'll be acting Chief Scientist in place of Dr. Dave, who's away for a few weeks, and I'll be providing you with summer health updates for the Great Barrier Reef. We held our annual pre-summer workshop recently, and the experts who attended that concluded it was unlikely that we'd see any extreme marine heat waves this year. And by extension, we're hoping that we won't see any severe mass coral bleaching on the reef this summer. Sea surface temperatures throughout the marine park are currently average or slightly above average, but it's important to emphasize that we're still some weeks away from the peak of summer, and the conditions that we get between now and then are going to be really important in determining what the summer looks like for the reef. As anyone who's living in Queensland right now could tell you, we've had some hot and dry conditions recently. Now, these can potentially lead corals to be outside of their comfort zone. So the Marine Park Authority will be closely monitoring conditions over the coming weeks, and will provide you with an update next week on the state of play. The authority has received several eye on the reef sightings of crown of thorns starfish on reefs offshore from the Whitsundays. Now, you may be aware that crown of thorns starfish in large numbers can do real damage to coral reefs. In response, our field management team will be deploying a vessel in early December to assess reef health and the impacts of these crown of thorns starfish on high-value reefs in the region. The data collected will be used to plan any future crown of thorns control activities on these reefs. Outbreaks of crown of thorns starfish are ongoing in central, so that's reefs off Townsville, and southern parts of the Great Barrier Reef, so that's reefs a long way offshore from Gladstone. The most severe of these outbreaks are occurring offshore in the southern region. Our Crown of Thorns control program is already active in these areas and making a determined effort to control populations of these prickly characters down to sustainable levels. Our Eye on the Reef network has received multiple reports of coral spawn up and down the Great Barrier Reef. And this is really encouraging because we've just gone through our annual mass spawning event, and it's a key time for the reef to regenerate, so we really appreciate getting those reports from you. If you've ever been in the water during a mass spawning event, it's like being in a snow globe. There's eggs and sperm all around you, and you'll see worms and small fishes feeding on those, but you'll also see giant fish like the whale shark, who seem to love to feed on coral spawn. It's like a big energy drink for them. So there have been several reported sightings of a whale shark in the Whitsundays, and perhaps that's no coincidence given that we've just had the mass coral spawning. If you're out on the reef and you see something, please jump online and go to our sightings network or download the Eye on the Reef app and let us know. And we'll see you next week for another update.